Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Mind Body Blend. In the month of April, we're working on finding strength and a lot of core strength in this class this week as we're using a stability ball as an option for quite a few of the exercises. So I have a stability ball. If you do not have a stability ball, for the exercises that we're sitting on the ball, and some of them when we're laying on the floor, you can use a small chair. For the exercises where we're holding onto a ball, specifically in the warm-up, you can use a yoga strap. So if you're using that strap, you're holding onto it with your arms in a round position as if you're holding onto a ball, but you're pulling outward and you're engaging these muscles of the upper back. If you're holding onto the ball, you'll be using the muscles of the chest and pressing inwards on that ball to really create that connection of strength in the upper body and in the torso. So Joseph Pilates considered the powerhouse, the core, everything from the neck down to where the hips and the thighs connect. So that is not just the abdominals and the back muscles. That is the pecs, the lats, the glutes, all of that he considered in the powerhouse. So when we're using that ball to connect, I want you to feel those muscles really engaging. I also have light hand weights. We're going to be using some of those. And I think that's it, just my mat. So let's start warming up. If you have the ball, pick it up. If you don't have the ball, grab hold of your yoga strap. I'll get my music just a little bit higher here so I can hear a tempo for us. Okay. So take your legs nice and wide into that position 2, second position squat. Bend your knees, and if you're holding the ball, you're bringing it right at your belly, pressing into the palms of your hands. Let's take a breath in, reach up. Side stretch over to the right. Breathe in. Lower the arms down and press into the palms of the hands or pull outward if you have the yoga strap. Breathe in. To the left now. Breathe out. Breathe in and down. So we're going through a nice range of motion for the waist, for the shoulders, connecting with those muscles. So you'll notice if you have the stability ball, when you tip to the side, it's got some weight to it. So you're almost feeling it pull you over. So I want you to resist against the weight of that stability ball and brace your obliques. If you're holding on to the yoga strap, you can actually pull with your arms to create a little bit more range of motion. And one more. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a break for your legs. Drop your shoulder blades down. Reconnect with the ball. Press in. Bend your knees, squat. Hold. Rotate to the right. Look over that right shoulder. Back to center. And to the left. If you've got the yoga strap, you can pull it across just a little bit to create more tension and awareness in the twist. With the ball, you're pressing solidly into the palms of the hands. Shoulder blades are down. Look way over the shoulder and keep your pelvis really stable. And to the left. One more each side. Zipping up those lower abs, transverse engaged. And to center. Now circling the ball, we'll bring it over to the right, above the head, and then as you come down, bend your knees deeper and bring it towards the floor. Raise up and bring it down. So we're moving that spine through lateral flexion, forward flexion. I'm kind of rotating the ball. Same thing with that yoga strap. This should feel really good as you create that tension against the strap. We're checking in with our body, with our lower back, our thighs, our knees, our hips, our ankles. And you're doing class at your own pace, whatever feels good for your body today. Let's bring it up to the top, pause, and take it the other direction. So your shoulders are moving up and down, flexing and extending, a little bit of rotation. Let your head follow the movement, maybe slightly tipping that chin up at the top and slightly down at the bottom. Let the breath really flow. Starting to feel some heat in those legs as they're warming up the thighs and glutes. Let's take one more this direction. And bring that ball back down. Okay, we're going to sit on the ball or sit in your chair, or you can even sit on the floor with your feet out in front of you. So start to begin to rock your pelvis side to side. Now, if you're on the floor or on a chair, your sitting bones aren't going to be able to move side to side, so you're going to have to keep your sitting bones stable and move your body side to side. So whatever way you can do it, so you can bring a hip towards your rib cage, excuse me, and the other hip towards the rib cage. So we're just rocking that pelvis one way and then the other. So if you don't have a stability ball at home, it's a great investment to make because you can actually replace your desk chair with your stability ball. And while you're working at home on the computer at your desk, you can focus on really good posture and using your core muscles to stabilize. Let's do one more each side. And then come back to center. Walk your feet forward a little bit. We're going to climb the rope. So if the top of the ball is at 12 o'clock, bringing your hips forward a little bit, about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. If you're sitting in your chair, you're just going to lean back a little bit. Now looking up at the ceiling as if there's a rope hanging up, down towards you, lift your right arm and your right rib cage up to grab the rope, pull it down. Lift your left arm and left rib cage up, pull it down. So I'm creating more length on the right side of the body and then the left. And you can make this movement bigger by leaning back, lifting up, leaning back, lifting up. Now make sure your feet are on a really stable surface. So I have bare feet on a hardwood floor so I can really get some good gripping. But if I was on carpeting, I might be slipping. So make sure you have a really nice solid position. If you don't, you can even put your feet up against a wall to brace yourself here. Let's do one more on each side. Reach it up. Other side. And then sit yourself up. So on a stability ball, you can do a back bend that's supported. So we're just going to actually roll back over our ball, or if you're sitting in a chair or on the floor, you can roll your body back any amount. So I'm not sitting right on the top of the ball. I'm sitting forward a little bit, about 1 or 2 o'clock. Roll your body back any amount. Open your arms. Now, if you're on the ball, you're completely supported here in this back bend. So it should be okay for your spine if this feels all right for you to take this back bend stretch. If you're sitting in a chair, just lean back any amount that feels okay for you. And then we'll contract our abdominals and sit back up. Good, rolling back. And sitting up. So if you don't have a stability ball, you can even put a small pillow behind your lower back if you want. And so when you lay back, you can get a little bit of a supported back bend and a little bit of a stretch. Let's do 2 more. Roll back. And come up. 1 more repetition. And come all the way up. And then scoot your seat back towards the top of the ball. So we're going to use our ball as a chair for some upper body work and core work with weights. If you don't have the ball, grab your chair, have a seat in your chair, and let's bring our weights up. So when we're sitting on the ball, if our feet are wide, we have a better base of support where we're not as uncontrolled with that stability. If we walk our feet closer, this is more challenging to keep our balance on the ball. So find a place that feels good for you for your lower body. Pull your abs in. We're going to do side arm raises and down. Lift and lower. So dumbbells, if you have straighter arms, you're going to get more workload with a longer lever. So if your weights are light, you can do nice straight arms as you lift and lower. If your weights are heavy, bend your elbows and just raise up here. That's going to reduce the length of the lever and make the movement just a little bit easier. Good. So to challenge our balance, we're going to keep going with this exercise at your pace and come to the balls of your feet or your tiptoes on the floor. So I'm lifting my heels off the floor and down, up and down. Good. Really try not to lose your alignment and form. Shoulder blades are down, nice long neck. We have 4 more repetitions. If you need a break sooner, please take it. 3. Good job. Not too high with those arms. 2. And 1 more. Up and down. Relax your feet flat to the floor. Pass both weights into the right hand. And we'll just let this arm hang until it touches the top of the ball there at the front of the ball. Other arm is out to the side. Do a bicep curl and release it down. So this movement, you can keep both feet planted onto the floor or pick up the opposite foot. So I have my right or my left foot lifted, my right arm is doing the work. Good. Super challenging. You can keep your big toe on the floor if this is a little bit difficult to have the legs suspended up. So this strengthens our body in a diagonal fashion. Because I'm using this arm, the right arm, to do the movement, but the left side of my core is really braced to hold this leg up and to keep my good posture. Let's try 2 more on this side. If you're sitting in a chair, you're doing the same thing, just not quite as challenging with your stability. Last one. And release. Set that foot down. We'll bring this arm up, reaching the right hand down towards the floor. Take a little side stretch and pull it up. Side stretch and pull it up. Now your arm is slightly away from the ball, so try not to drag it down the ball. If you have a bigger ball, your arm's going to be out here a little bit further, but you're using your shoulder and your quadratus lumborum muscle in your obliques. Stretch and pull it up. Inhale, exhale. Good, let's get one more on this side. And pull it up. Great job. Pass those weights over into the other hand. Now I have threes, so that's why I put both of them in one hand to challenge the bicep. But if yours are a little heavier, maybe you're just using one weight in that left arm. So let's start your curl and down. Good, so the left arm is curling. You can have your feet a little closer together, a little further apart, whatever feels good for you. This arm is out. It's going to counterbalance the body a little bit. Then we start to lift your right heel up off the floor until you can get that foot to come up, and down. Good. If you're struggling with balance, maybe just tap your big toe to the floor. Now really check in. Make sure your abdominals are engaged and your shoulders aren't hunching up. If you're really struggling with balance, it's not worth it to try to lift that leg and just to be really wobbly. So you can set it to the floor. 5 more reps. Using that bicep, working the body in a diagonal fashion. 4. Great job. 3. Finding strength. 1 more time. Up and down. Good. Set the foot down. The arm is slightly away from the ball. Right arm reaches up and we side stretch and pull it up. Good. So the arm just maybe about an inch away from the ball with those hand weights. And when you're sitting on the ball, you're really going to feel yourself feeling like you're going to topple off the side of the ball there. You can do this sitting in the chair just as easily, or even standing up. If we're standing, we're not putting quite as much effort into our core because our legs are doing a lot of the work. When we're sitting, we take our quads out of the exercise and the glutes to a big degree. Inhale, exhale. Good job. And we have 4 more on this side. See if you can take it just a little bit further. Stretching. 3. You should feel your left shoulder really working here and your right side waist. Last 1. And release. Okay, separate your weights again. Bring your hands right in front of you. This is called a rotator raise. So as we separate the weights, the arms come up to goalpost. Then as we lower our arms back down, they close right back in front of the chest. So bring it up, rotate, down, and close. Up, rotate. Great job. Now, as the arms come up, lift your heels off the floor, then set them back down. Heels come up and lower. Nice job. 3 more. Lift and lower. 2 more. Really stable through the pelvis. Last 1. And close down. Now lean your body forward. So I have my hands down next to the sides of my thighs. If you're on your chair, you can sit towards the forward end of the chair. Back is nice and flat and neutral. Reverse fly. Lift and lower. So I'm trying not to really set my upper body on my legs and my belly because I want my back muscles to be working in this position. So I have the abdominals really pulled in and up. Nice long spine. Working the backs of the shoulders right between the shoulder blades. 2 more this tempo. You can bend your elbows a little bit if you need to. Now, tiny ones at the top. Lift, 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 lift. We've got to get the body forward to get the backs of the shoulders and our gravity in the right position. Small lifts. Small, small, small. Good. 2 more sets of 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 more set of 8. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Close. Sit yourself all the way up. Roll those shoulders back a couple times. Whew, that was challenging. Okay, both weights in the left hand. Come on up off your ball or your chair, and you're going to place your hand on top of your ball or your chair. So you've got your ball for a little bit of balance. Step your right foot slightly back behind you. We're going to pull this arm up and down. So right now I have my back foot, just the ball of the foot on the floor, my hand resting on the ball or the chair. So if you want to take this to a little bit more challenging exercise, back leg lifts off the floor. Pull up and down. Now this is much more challenging if you have a stability ball underneath your hand because it's moving around on the floor. If you have your hands solid on the chair, not quite as challenging, but still we're working on that core stabilization. So you get a great exercise even if you don't have the ball here. 4 more. I have my standing leg a little bent. So I'm really working that glute and quad. 2 more. Pull it up. Stable core. 1 more. Pull up and down. Back leg goes back to the floor and come up. Ooh, shake out those legs a little bit. Let's try the other side. So pass the weights into the right hand. My left hand goes to the ball or the chair. Step your right foot back behind you a little bit. Hold that weight in front of you. Let's just pull it up a few times and down. So I want to be sure you're not curving your spine and hunching here. So really pull those shoulder blades back, lengthen your spine. And then if you want to try that balance challenge, back foot comes off the floor. Up, up, down, down. Ooh, standing knees somewhat bent. So again, I'm strengthening the body in a diagonal fashion here. This is a, what do we call it? Spinal balance variation. So I have opposite hand and foot connected to a surface while I'm using this arm and strengthening the upper body. Let's get 4 more. Pull it up and down. 3. If you need to put that back foot on the floor, feel free to do that. 1 more. Up and down. Set the back foot down. Bring yourself up. Take a nice shoulder roll or 2. Okay, so we're going to come down onto the mat with our ball and hand weights. If you don't have a ball for some of these exercises, you don't need to use anything at all, or you can hold on to your yoga strap in your hands. I'm just going to bring my chair a little bit out of the way here. Okay, so when we're holding on to the ball, again, we have that connection with your hands pressing firmly into the ball. If you're using the yoga strap, you're pulling outward. So we'll start in a seated position. take your body nice straight back. Lean back just a bit. Bring the ball up. Lower the ball and sit up. Same thing with the yoga strap. Hold it in front of you. Lift it up. Bring it center. And come up. Now with the breath, inhale, back. Exhale, arms raise. Inhale, they lower. Exhale, sit up. Let's do 4 more. Lean back any amount. Lift your arms any amount. Lower them chest level. And sit back up. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Press in with your hands. Make that connection on the ball. Squeezing it. Feel those chest muscles activate. 1 more time. Or pulling outward on the yoga strap, creating tension in the upper back. And come up. Great. Okay, hinge back. We're going to rotate the body to the right side and come back to the center. Rotate to the left and center. So we're holding our body back at an angle wherever you want to be. Yoga strap, you have a nice connection, pulling your arms outward, and we rotate. Look over the shoulder. Now exhale on your twist. Inhale as you come back to center. Let's do 2 more to each direction. If you need a break or to set the ball down, just keep going with the movement without that resistance. 1 more. And to the left. And come center. Separate your feet. Place the ball right in front of you. Press it out and stretch. If you don't have that ball, just put your hands right on the floor. Take a little forward bend. Okay, we're going to be doing some exercises on top of the ball on your belly. If you don't have the ball, you're going to just come to hands and knees on your mat to all fours. So without the ball, you're here and here. With the ball is underneath your belly, and you're going to come forward until your fingertips touch the floor in front of you and your toes touch the floor behind you. So this is our basic spinal balance, but I just want to start with your legs. So we're going to lift the right leg, squeeze it up, lower it down. Lift the left leg, bring it up and down, just alternating. So if you're on your hands and knees, keep your spine nice and neutral and just extend one leg behind you, then the other. And then you know where we go with this, right? So when you feel ready, when the right leg lifts, the left arm lifts up and down and switch up and down. Now, if you don't have the ball, don't feel bad about doing this exercise from your hands and knees because it's a really good exercise. We do it a lot. Bird dog, spinal balance, whatever name you might give it. It's a wonderful exercise to strengthen your back muscles on that diagonal fashion. So when the left arm and right leg are coming up, you're strengthening the body diagonally from the hip to the opposite shoulder. Now, if you're on the ball, I don't want you to let the ball take all your body weight. So I want you to zip up your abs like you're trying to lift your abdominals up off the ball. Let's do 1 more on each side. Great job, everybody. Now hold one arm and the opposite leg up, just hold it. And shift the arm and leg out to the diagonal. Take 2 breaths, stabilize. Come back to alignment and set them back down. Lift the opposite side, arm and leg up. Shift off to the diagonal. Hold 2 breaths. Ooh, I feel like I'm going to topple over on this one. Come back to alignment and lower down. Pressing back to child's pose if you're on your hands and knees. If you have the ball, roll it out and do a child's pose here with your hands on top of the ball. This gives you a really great lat stretch. Take a couple of breaths there. So we're going to do a kneeling plank. We'll either be using the ball or not. So I want to show you the option without the ball first. So if you don't have the ball, you'll come to hands and knees or back to child's pose just a little bit and then come forward to a kneeling plank and push back. So that's simply the movement you'll be doing without the ball. If you don't have a ball, you can also do that from the toes, which would be a down dog, to a high plank. So this gives you options to do without the stability ball. If you have the ball, your forearms are on the ball, your hands are in prayer position, your elbows are underneath your shoulders. You're going to roll the ball forward until you come into a plank and then roll the ball back. So you want to keep your body as straight as possible when you do this movement. And there's a tendency to want to roll it out and put your butt back like that. You're not getting the work that way. So let your hips fall forward, roll it out, pull it up. And if you're using the ball, you're also feeling some nice work in your lats and in your triceps. Roll it out. Make sure you're breathing. 3 more repetitions. Still a great exercise if you don't have the stability ball. Going out to your kneeling plank or to your high plank. 1 more time. Roll out and roll in. Take a child's pose, either from your hands and knees, just regular child's pose, or hands up onto the ball. So the ball is a really nice way to help us to do a plank and a push-up with some assistance. So if you don't have the ball, you're going to come up to your high plank and we're going to hold. We have 1 minute plank in our spring challenge today. If you have the ball, what you're going to do is back up a little bit, bring it underneath your body and walk yourself forward until you're in a plank here, and the ball can be underneath your hips, your thighs, the lower legs. The further the ball is towards your feet, the harder this plank is. So we're breathing. I've got a little timer I can take a look at. So we're going to do 1 minute in our plank. Now, if you don't have the ball, you can come to your elbows. You can do any style of plank that you'd like for this minute today. If you're on the ball, pull your abs in. Straighten your legs way back behind you. Keep them active. You can come into first position Pilates where you squeeze your heels together. Rotate your thighs out a little bit. Try not to sag into your shoulders. Pull those abs in. We have 15 seconds left in our plank. Now this is nice on the ball. You don't have to have your wrists flat. You can come up to your fingertips and hold 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're on the ball, you'll walk yourself back. We're going to take that child's pose. Hold here. All right, so the next exercise is a push-up on the ball. If you don't have a ball, you're going to do regular push-ups on the floor, up against the wall, any style you want. We have 10 push-ups in our spring challenge, so we're going to get 10. So again, on the ball, I'm going to walk myself back a little further. You want to get that ball either under your hips, your thighs, or your lower legs. The further the ball is away from your center, the more challenging your push-up is. So walk yourself forward any amount. Keep your body nice and straight. Take your hands a little bit outside the width of the shoulders. We come down and up. Down, up. There's 2. So the ball is a really nice progressive piece of equipment, because if I find that this is too hard for me, then I simply walk my hands back a little bit. The ball rolls more towards my center, making the push-up a little bit easier. There's 6. We have 4 more push-ups. Down and up. 7. Down. 8. 2 more. Down. 9. And 10. All right, roll yourself back. Take that child's pose stretch and relax your wrists. Okay, we didn't do this one last week, but I want to throw it in because we're here. So we're going to do what's called the ball tuck. If you don't have the ball, what you're going to do is come to a plank on the floor, and you're going to walk your knees forward and then walk your knees back. And you can take as many steps as you need to walk your knees forward and back. On the ball, get back into your push-up position. So bring it underneath those thighs. Roll yourself out. And you want the ball at least on your thighs, knees, or close to your lower legs. So we start in plank. Connect with your abdominals. Pull the ball in toward you and roll it back out. Exhale, pull it in and roll it out to neutral spine. In and out. Just 4 more. Without the ball, walk your feet forward and walk them behind you. You can even do a down dog to a plank. That's another great option if you don't have the ball. 2 more. Tuck and lengthen. 1 more. And bring it out. Walk those hands back, or I'm going to step off my ball this way. I'm running out of room behind me. Take 1 more child's pose. Ooh, that got the heart rate up. Got the body heated up. Okay, so you have your hand weights. We're going to lay on our back with our legs on the ball or on your chair. So either is fine. So if you have your chair, just put it right out in front of you so that you can put your feet up on the top of your chair. If you have your ball, your feet are on top of the ball. Grabbing your hand weights, bring your arms straight up from the chest. So we're going to do a 1-arm chest fly. So if I take my right arm away from me, notice how your body wants to lean over that way. So brace your core and bring it back up. Take the other arm away from you and bring it up. So whatever pace you'd like to, just go nice and slow and alternate the arms. Now this is much easier if our hips are on the floor. Yes, we have that connection. Our back is nice and neutral. So for a balance challenge, a little bit more challenge, put your heels either on top of your ball or on top of your chair and try to lift your hips up off the floor a little bit. And then see if you can open one arm. Ooh. And then open the other arm. This is super challenging on the ball. It is going to Roll all over the place. Out and up and out. So if it's really like, yeah, this isn't working for me, I'm not going to be able to do it, just set your hips back down on the floor. Out and in. Let's do 2 more each side. Open and close. Woo. 1 more each side. And then if your hips are up, lower them down. Release your hand weights. Just extend your legs out, either on the chair or out onto your ball. So if you tried that, you'll notice how much your hamstrings worked. So we're going to do just bridging with your feet either on the ball or on your chair. So your heels are down and we come up and down. So now we don't have to worry about doing arm movements, so we can really focus on these muscles, hamstrings and butt. But try not to grip the floor too hard with your arms. So you can turn your palms up and just gently set your arms down onto the floor. Now, if you're using your chair instead of your ball, this is still a wonderful exercise to focus on those muscles of the posterior chain. Lift and lower. 4 more. Up, down. Exhale, up. Good, just 2 more. 1 more. Up and lower down. Now let's take a little stretch here for the right leg. Just lift it up, pull it in towards you. Not a flexibility style stretch, just a range of motion. Get it back lengthened out after that exercise. And then let's do the other side. Just take a little short stretch. Now, if you have the chair, you're going to do that set 1 more time of bridging. If you have the ball, we're going to be holding our bridge and rolling the ball out and in to fire these hamstrings. So with the ball, hips go up and your legs roll out, roll in, roll out, roll in. If you're on the chair, you lower down with your hips and you come up, just as we did in that last set. So whichever one you have is great. Feel those hamstrings working. Out and in. Just 4 more reps. Woo, I'm really feeling these. Palms up, 3, 2. Good job, everybody. 1 more. And lower those hips back down. Take a little brief stretch for those hamstrings. 1 and then the other. Oh, great work for the hamstrings. We need it there to keep our knees nice and strong. Okay, so I was really sore last week after we did this class, and I know it was from the next exercise called the ball pass. If you don't have a ball, you can use your yoga strap and you can hold on to it in your hands and just keep it here as it is. And just do the exercise with your yoga strap and a nice connection with your shoulders. If you have the ball, we're going to pick it up between the ankles and bring it straight up so it's like in a legs up the wall position. Feel your lower back engaging. Your arms are reaching up. Now, if you have lower back problems, I don't want you to lower your arms and legs very far. So I want you to see how far can you go without letting your back come off the mat. So this is going to be option 1, just staying right in here or holding onto your yoga strap. You can also bend your knees any amount. If you're ready to add more, Curl your head and shoulders up until you grab the ball with your hands, and then let your feet come together and lower your arms and legs any amount. Then come back up, pass the ball between your ankles, lower any amount. Now with the breath, we're inhaling as the body goes long, exhaling as you reach back up. Now we're going slow, so you can make sure your lower back isn't lifting off the floor. And it might be tiny. You might be right here and right here. That's okay. Just keep everything stable. 3 more repetitions. If you have the ball, squeeze it with your ankles when you have it between your feet, and squeeze it between the palms of your hands when you're holding it. 2 more. One more time. Finish with it between the feet. Bring that ball down and set your thighs up on top. Woo, it really gets that rectus abdominis. So we're going to combine a lift up using the rectus abdominis with side bending for the obliques. So if you have your ball, your legs are on top. If you have the chair, your feet are resting on top of the chair. So we bring the fingertips back to support the back of the head. Lift your head and shoulders up off the mat so you feel this connection in your abs. Now we just take the right elbow to the right side, come back to center, left elbow to the left side. You can also reach the hand and touch the ball here, bring it back behind the head, reach the other hand and touch it to the side. So I'm not twisting, I'm side bending the body while I'm in my crunch position. Reach and reach. 2 more each direction. Scoop the belly, really hollow it out. Relax your head into your fingertips. 1 more each side. Come back to center. Lower those shoulders down. Okay, roll the ball away from you, or your feet are still on your chair. Lift your right leg up. We're going to stay in scissor position and reach both fingertips up towards the ankle and back down. Sweep it up and down. Up and down. If your neck gets tired, you're here, bracing the back of your head right into your fingertips. 3. 2 more. Up. Now hold this last one up. Holding. Grab that ankle, pull the leg toward you, and look at your belly. Each time you breathe out, I want you to pull your belly down towards your back. 3 more breaths. 2 more. 1 more. Relax your head and shoulders down and set that right leg down to the ball or to the chair. Left leg lifts up. Now try to get this leg really straight. Fire this quad and we reach up and down. Reach up and down. Scoop the belly up and down. Hands can brace. Up and down. 2 more reps. Lift and lower. Now hold this one up. Pull that leg in towards you. Each time you exhale, flatten your belly down and scoop. Exhale, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 4. 3 more. You can support your head if you need. Look at your belly. Watch it rise and fall. One more time. And then relax head and shoulders. Leg goes back to the ball. We'll do the Pilates 100. So the 100 is a breathing exercise. We breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. 5 counts in, 5 counts out. And you count the counts by moving your upper arms with very strong, solid arms up and down, just a small little movement. So you can have your knees bent on the ball or on the chair. You can have them rolled away. You can turn your toes out, brace your abs. So we'll inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up. If you need to support your head, hands go back, and we start to move the arms. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale. And exhale. Head can go down if you need to. 4 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. 1 more time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay your head and shoulders back. Bring your knees in. Okay, we're going to roll ourselves to sit up for the Pilates Saw for stretching. So roll yourself over to your side. Press yourself all the way up. So we can use the ball for this exercise, or just hands can be on the floor. I'm going to show you the option without the ball first. So the saw is done in a comfortable straddle position, pointed toes or flexed feet, you choose. Nice elongated spine. We start with the arms out. We inhale to lengthen. As you exhale, turn to the right. Your right hand rotates behind you. So when I'm reaching back, my palm is up and I reach across and I try to saw off the baby toe with my little finger. Then you come back up, inhale, twist. Your left palm rotates down as you reach your hand behind you. And we reach and saw off the pinky toe. We inhale, rotate, and exhale. So without the ball, I just want you to practice this. It's a twist and a stretch. With the ball, we have it out in front of you. We inhale, right arm comes out, roll the ball towards the foot, stretch, reach your hand behind you. And we're going to stay on the same side with the ball for 4 reps. Reach across and come up and reach and up. 2 more. Stretch and up. 1 more. And center with the ball. Switch hands. Take this arm out. As you twist, reach across. The hand goes behind you. Stretch the ball towards the ankle and come up. Exhale, reach. So when you have your hand on the ball, you're really creating a nice stretch in the lat. And 2 more. Rotate, stretch. Inhale up. 1 more. And up. Both hands either on the ball or to the floor in front of you. Roll the ball out, stretch. Roll the ball in. Inhale and exhale. 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Try to stretch a little further each time. 2 more. One more. And hold this stretch. And I'm trying to drop my chest down towards the floor as my arms are elevated on the ball, really opening up through the lats. And then just kind of rock your body side to side. Twist and twist. If you don't have the ball, your hands are just flat on the floor, and you twist and twist side to side. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Back to center. Hold one breath. And as you exhale, walk those hands back in. Come to butterfly pose. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Now, if you want to use your ball, this is going to give you a little bit of a weighted stretch. So hands are up, hinge forward, and reach it out. And the weight of the ball is pulling you forward to stretch that lower back. And then reach it up. If you don't have the ball, just reach your arms forward. With the breath, 3 more reps. Let your hips relax. 2 more. And 1 more. And hold that stretch. If you have the ball in front of you, you can let it touch the floor and just have your hands right on top. 1 more breath in. And as you exhale, walk yourself up, roll the ball away, and bring yourself up to a stand to finish our practice today. 1 more side stretch. Take your right ankle, cross it behind your left thigh. Right hand to your hip, left arm reaches up. Bring that hand and bring it across to your right ear. Push your right hip away and take a little side bend, and then just gently stretch your neck here. So I'm not pulling really hard with my hand. I'm just creating a little bit of weight. And come up. Release that hand down. Switch the cross of your ankles. Left ankle behind the right. And we'll bring the left hand to your hip. Stretch your right arm up. Bring that hand over towards your ear. Side stretch, pushing your hip out, and gently stretch the side of your neck. Just lightly creating a little bit of weight here. Nothing too vigorous. Abs pulled in. And 1 more breath. Bring yourself back up, release that hand, uncross the ankles, feet either together or hips distance apart, hands interlaced behind your back. Take a nice stretch, chest expansion with a baby back bend to lengthen through the front of the torso. Come back up, release the hands, finishing with 1 breath in. Press palms and exhale. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. I'll get the recording shut off if anybody wants to say hello. Stay on with me for a minute and I will get this uploaded to YouTube so you can go back and revisit it whenever you would like.